Rolls with Mark Schler. 5 minutes we got. That's all we got today. We ran late. I want to talk about Carmelo Anthony with you because Carmelo Anthony, a lot of times with pro athletes, once they get out of their prime, self-awareness is huge, right? Like, here's what I can do. Here's what I can't. I'm going to play to my strengths. So you knew, like Carmelo, I think, has always struggled with what he is and what he thinks he is. I think the Denver Nuggets could sign him and say, we need you about 9 minutes, hit buckets in the playoffs.
Well, you think about it, with the Joker inside, one of the best passing big men in basketball, one of the most skilled guys in basketball, they don't have a guy they can kick out and can consistently knock down a jumper, right? They don't, like, you could be competing for a championship. If you swallow your pride, go back to Denver and say, man, I'll be your sixth man.
It's very...
Like, I just feel like the one thing the Nuggets need, because Millsap can't knock down shots. Right. They don't have a guy, Barton, they don't have a guy that can consistently knock down a jumper.
A lot of teams, by the way, there's a lot of teams that have this, but Melo struggles with self-awareness. Yeah. When did you know? Oh, it's over.
Right. I've told this story before, but like I was watching, I didn't have my glasses, and we were watching practice. And it was a snowy day in Denver, and we used to have these sweatshirts that we'd wear out at practice on snowy days, right? Yeah. And I couldn't make out the number. And I'm watching the film, and I'm kind of squinting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who's playing left guard? And I was like, that dude sucks. And I'm thinking this in my head while I'm watching the film because I thought it was one of our practice squad guys because late in the season, and I was just coming off a knee surgery. You know, my at that time, that was my 20th knee surgery. And I was coming off a knee surgery. I was trying to make it back, number 20, and I was really struggling, right? Really struggling. Maybe, no, that was 19 because I had another surgery later, and that ended my career. But I'm watching the film. I'm watching the film. I'm like, that dude sucks, man. Oh, he's horrible. He's not going to make it in this league. And then I got closer, and I was like, I almost stood up. I was like, oh, my God, that's me. Like, this is where I am. And it hit me, the realization for me, and it was heartbreaking for me because I was like, I'm more of a hindrance to my team than I am a help anymore. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I went and I literally talked to Mike. I started one more game. I was awful. I pulled myself out of the game about, I don't know, like 5 plays into it. I just was awful. Yeah. And I'm like,
but it was self-awareness. It was understanding.
I'm not helping you anymore, man. I could always, even injured, I was always good enough, and I always understood the game well enough to say, hey, man, I can't put myself in this position because I can't recover, but I can still be pretty damn good as long as I don't get myself in trouble. And so I could take great angles. I could funnel guys. I could do things. And I was always just strong as the day is long. You know, I mean, I always had that as part of my tool belt, so to speak. But yeah, when it was like, I get emotional thinking about it. I literally watch myself. I go, I'm not helping my team anymore, man.
It's the end of your dream.
Yeah. I was like, it's over. And then I ended up talking to Shanahan, and it was like, Mike, this is not. Yeah. Like, I got to get my knee fixed, and this is it, man. I can't play this game anymore.
This is one of the things, Joy and I have talked about this time and again. Will Russell Westbrook work in Houston? And it will only work if he intellectually can come to terms with the old Russell doesn't work. Russell, you got to shoot better threes. You're not going to have the ball. Harden is. He's going to control the tempo. You're going to have to play off the ball, which means, Russell, move without the ball like Steph Curry. And it's hard. It's hard. And I get it, by the way. I wasn't mature enough at 28 to be able to do that. Now I got gray hair. Now I do this, I don't do that. I'm confident. But to ask pro athletes, I mean, Carmelo, by athlete years, is an old man. Right. By life years, he's a kid. Yeah. He's like a kid.
I was just listening to this Christian podcast with my daughter. Yeah. And how God created us to move. Like, you think about it, everything moves. Everything in life moves. And we are created to move. We're created to be active. And it's not only active from a physical standpoint, but as you age and as you lose some of that physical skill set, it has to go from the neck up. You have to start thinking in movement with the brain of saying, what productive, how can I help my team win? even though I'm limited compared to what I was at 19 or 20. And there's this constant evolution of you as a human. And if you can't do that,
it's hard.
If you can't do that, you'll get booted out. You'll be one of those guys that wonders what happened. Like, what happened to me?
Like,
well, you didn't evolve.
Yeah, Houston will work. It's Harden's team. He is not in a position to have to change. Harden's not going to change. His game is working. Westbrook is going to have to go, wow, I've got to now become a little bit different player. And when you have stacks of money and you're young and you're in your 20s, that's asking a lot of an alpha male. We got to go. Mark Schlereth, Good Stories, Hour 3 coming up next.
You searched light beer. Calling Tom here.